All right, we're good to go.
Okay. All right, here we are. Okay, it is 8:22 p.m. Tuesday, March 7th, 2017. I'm Christian Renee, your moderator for tonight's show. And we are excited to have you here with the Sports Influencer Roundtable Broadcast, Volume 5. It is a special edition, the Local Love Awards edition. And we have a wonderful co host joining us. But before I get to her, I'm going to go ahead and bring out our founder, our creator, Mr. Jabari Johnson, the sports influencer.
Good evening, everyone. Hey, Christian.
Hey, Jabari. Welcome back as usual. My partner in crime. We about to do it again one more time.
Absolutely. I'm still recovering from the big weekend, but we'll get to that shortly, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a lot to get to, but we have some very special people that we're gonna welcome on tonight. But again, as I mentioned, we've got a co-host that's going to join us and share some of the love that she was a part of this past weekend. The weekend was just filled with a bunch of great stuff. So without further ado, because we got a lot to cover tonight, I'm going to bring out Miss Lady Jade of K104.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How are you?
Hey,
Doing
Jade.
good, Jade.
Hey, what's up, Jabari? Hey, Christian, what's up?
Hey,
we are so glad.
before we get started with Jade, dig right in with her. I got something that I want to share real quick. If you guys would give me 1 sec.
Go ahead.
Clap it up a little louder for that, for the Local Love Awards. When you talk about local love and you talk about Dallas's own, this girl is so proud of Dallas, so proud to be here, and she is all about giving back. Michael, Sean, and I joke on the air all the time because I swear to you guys, I think I put on my Instagram today once a week. She's at schools, I think it may be 3 times a week.
Yeah, it is.
It's something like that. And Michael, Sean, and I are so amazed. So she loves her city. This is about her giving back to you, and in return, you're giving back to her and the young kids here in Dallas. So clap it up for yourselves, okay?
And the winner is Sharpshooter, Best Photographer,
Dallas-Fort Worth Go-Getter of 2017.
I just want to tell you thank you. Y'all showed up tonight, and y'all did not have to. Like, y'all could have been anywhere. We're throwing them out to the wolves and expecting them to be productive citizens. So that's what tonight is about. It's all about pride.
Woo! Go Jade! Awesome.
That's so awesome.
Girl, yes. Oh
That's
my
so
goodness.
Salute,
You
Jade.
look fantastic.
Salute.
Thank you guys so much.
So talk a little bit about what's going on. Talk a little bit about the event, the Local Love Awards, and the new Project 16 that was launched this weekend.
Well, the Local Love Awards was a fundraiser event, gala dinner, award show for a nonprofit that I'm finally, having enough faith to move forward with. It's a vision that I feel like God gave me many years ago. And just, y'all, you know how it is. Comfortable, fear, all of the above. You just don't move forward like you should. And I'll explain to you what Project 16 is in a little bit. But the Local Love Awards was kind of my vision. I'm born and raised in Dallas, so I love my city. And I have met so many amazing people over the many years that I've worked at K104. And I'm like, God, there's so many deserving people that never get recognition, that never get a pat on the back, that never, they don't make D Magazine. They're not in the Dallas Observer, but they are really they make a big difference in our community. They provide jobs. They, provide commerce. I mean, all these different things, So from our entrepreneurs to our small minority businesses to our charity organization, I was like, you know what? We're gonna let them know that we see them. And so came up with the Local Love Awards, and it's exactly what the title says. It's all about local love. Even all of our performers for the evening, they were all from Dallas. Our chef is a chef here in Dallas. Yeah, I mean, it was really well thought out. Even our wait staff was a Black-owned business here from Dallas. I mean, I really tried to be true to the city because, we outsource so much, and there's nothing wrong with outsourcing. Of course, there's so many amazing people in other cities, but I wanted all of us to be in a room together to be able to say, I learned about so many different people I didn't even know about, like whether it was a photographer or a boutique or somebody who did makeup or somebody who wrote plays. We're all in the room together and we can all connect and we can help each other. You get what I'm saying? Because we're stronger as one. So that's what the Local Love Awards was about. And because it benefits my nonprofit Project 16, we decided to come up with 16 different categories. And in each category, there were 5 nominees. And this is a really cool thing. So posted it on Instagram. It went live on January the 23rd. We had voting for a month. And within just a month of, I never mentioned it on the radio. We only did social media promoting. We had over 65,000 votes, which is really amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, which really made me if I couldn't be any more proud of my city because people were really excited to vote for the people that they love and care about. I mean, we had best dine-in, best down-home eatery, let's see, best in fitness, game changer. We had the best sugar mama or sugar daddy, which was the best baker. I mean, we got
Wow.
people killing it in the city, best sharpshooter, which is our best photographer award. And I'll tell you about who all won those, but I really wanted to bring some other people in today to kind of tell their perspective on the event. Like I said, we sat down, we ate dinner. So our food choices were prime rib, roasted chicken, or you could have a tofu marsala, which I ain't no vegetarian, so I got some meat, right? But so we had let me back up. The first hour was a cocktail hour. So MVP vodka is actually a vodka, the distributor and the creator of MVP vodka. His name is BJ Johnson. He's right here from South Grand Prairie High School. He went to UT,
Wow.
played football. So again, even down to our
BJ.
liquor sponsor,
Yeah.
it was Dallas.
Wow, that's
That's
awesome. Yeah, BJ definitely a local kid. Absolutely. Wow, that's cool.
Yes. So I mean, I really, really wanted to make this about it. I mean, who knew that we had somebody that made liquor here in Dallas, right? But BJ is really killing it. So I was more than proud to have him on board. And so, shouts out to BJ. There was an open bar for the cocktail hour. So MVP vodka
I missed
definitely
that.
represented. Huh? I know,
I
right?
said I missed.
Hey, I got you a bottle though. I got you a bottle.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I got you a bottle. I got you. No problem. I'm sure BJ wouldn't mind. So yeah, I got you. So we had the cocktail hour for the first hour, of the event, the red carpet, we had the step and repeat, taking pictures, the DJ going, we had the photo booths, just a kind of socializing, networking event at the beginning. And then we opened up the doors to the dinner hall. People sat down and had their dinner. We had salad, we had the main entree, we had the dessert. And then that's when the award ceremony kicked off. It was hosted by Dee Dee and Michael Sean from Dee Dee in the Morning. So that was amazing.
Our people.
I had some of my other coworkers that came out and presented. Cat Daddy came and presented. Priya came and presented. White Gary came out and presented. Michael Sorrell, the president of Paul Quinn, representing Dallas. He was one of the presenters. Let me see. Tammy Franklin, Kirk Franklin's wife, was one of the presenters. Kirk Franklin is here, from Fort Worth. So it was really so much about our city. And I cannot explain to you guys the feel and the pride that I had sitting in that room. Like, wow, man, like Dallas is really killing it. And people don't even know how much we're killing it. But that night, the proof was in the pudding. So nobody knew who was gonna win the awards. Only 2 people that knew about who the winners were myself and my web designer, who had actually created the program for the voting or whatever. So we got these.
How'd you keep that a secret?
I keep secretly, I'm a Leo, so I don't talk too much. Like I wouldn't tell anybody in my crew. Like I'm like, nope. I want you to find out that they were all mad at me. I want you to find out that night too. So we actually
Right.
got some amazing, beautiful, heavy crystal awards, which hopefully you'll get to see one tonight from one of our guests. I mean, super heavy. So everybody had the winners had their names put on a local love awards, their category with their names. So they're going to be able to display this
Wow.
forever and say that they were a recipient of a local love award. We also were blessed with the opportunity. We had 2 awards that were just given. We did tributes to Dee Dee actually got the Pioneer Award. So she didn't know about that. That was a surprise for her. And then we did the Heart of the City Award, which we awarded that to Hiawatha Williams. So I got a
Yeah.
chance to sit down with him.
Mr. Williams, big time award,
Yes,
big time.
amazing. Once
Giving
again,
back.
an amazing staple in Dallas, right? So I mean, when you know
Absolutely.
Dallas, you know Williams Chicken. So
All about the corner.
yeah. So we did a interview with him and played the video there. And then he came up and did a very inspirational short speech to accept his award. So it was beautiful and everybody was very supportive. I've never seen so much love because remember, there's 5 nominees in each category. So, I mean, you got people that compete against each other in business, but everybody shows so much love. But I want to introduce my guests real fast because I know that they're on and they're like in the middle of their business and taking off and stuff like that. So the first person,
Okay.
is it okay with me if I bring somebody on?
Please do,
Absolutely.
please.
Okay. So first, because I know she has to really get out of here, both of them kind of have to go. But I know she'll make it really quick. My girl Kiki J. Kiki J came on as a volunteer, and she was my rock star. She was helping with the event coordinating. She she just was there every single step of the way. And it's really hard to find people that will volunteer and not expect anything in return, and their heart is for the project of Dallas. She is a Fort Worth girl. So Kiki J, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey,
Hi.
Kiki.
Hey, Kiki, welcome.
Hello.
Kiki, thank you so much
let's
for
talk.
being a part of the Local Love Awards. I really appreciate it. Like, you were my rock star girl, but I'll let them go ahead and ask you questions.
Okay, great.
Congratulations, Kiki. We are super excited to have you. How does it feel that you are an award winner, a local award winner?
Well, I'm not an award winner, but I
She
feel
was on
like
my
I
Oh,
crew.
that you I'm sorry that you are a winner, actually. I'm sorry. Let me just say we have an award. But how did it feel to work on this major production? I know that had to be a lot of work, a huge undertaking for you. So how does it feel having seen it play out? You're part of that
You know what?
responsibility.
I do feel like I did win just to be a part of this event, to be a part of the planning of it. This is a vision that Jade's had, and it's not easy to let your vision be, on display and expect for somebody to be able to, make that vision come to life. And you always, you feel kind of scared because you are trying to bring somebody's vision to life. And I'm just honored and very humbled that Jade would allow me to work alongside her on this. I know her passion for kids and her passion for community, and those are things, that have always been, really close to her heart. So it was really important for me to kind of, think of this as my own event, so to speak, and just kind of step up and say, hey, we want to make this happen. We want to make this, night be special.
Now, Kiki, that's great. I got one question I want to ask you. Now, I see Jade in the community all the time. She's hosting everybody else's events and coming through. But now here she is planning her own event and her own baby. Is she still nice and sweet, or was she a monster to work with behind the scenes? Talk to us, Kiki. Give us the dirt now. Come on.
You can tell the truth. You can tell the truth.
All have our moments, and sometimes Jade's moments, they come quick and in a hurry. So you got to be ready. You know what I'm saying? But I've worked with Jade for over 10 years, and so I expect it. You know what I'm saying? It's a big deal. It's your first event. You're going to be putting yourself out on display for, thousands to see and millions more to hear about. So, it's very nerve wracking. So I can understand her grouchiness. I can understand, her being a little bit meticulous, but you know what? I would be the same way. So, I don't hold it against her.
Now, Kiki, you're getting ready you're doing event planning, correct? What's going on? What's next with you?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I am relaunching my business, which is Diva Down Productions, which will include event coordinating, as well as artist development, marketing, branding, and social media. So I'll be working with different clients, including Project 16, and helping them to make their dreams come true. And also, I am going to be starting a podcast. It's called Get in the Game. So that's going to be kind of a really fun project for me, just to be able to kind of talk about topics with some of my favorite people, and just have fun. Just really have fun talking about things that affect everybody and all of us. So yeah, I'm very excited about what's to come.
Good for you. Good for you.
Which is amazing. So if there are any artists out there that are looking for, she's a beast at it. Like, she's a natural. So seriously, y'all need to look. I know she's like, don't be putting too many people on me, but hit up Kiki down.
Okay, we have
Don't look her up. I'm gonna call her first. I'm calling you first.
Do you hear me?
Well, that's awesome. Thank you, Kiki. We celebrate you. You have a spirit of servitude, obviously, which is how you can do what you do so well. And why somebody like Jade would call on you and trust you with her vision and her passion for what she does and what she wanted to put together. So we salute you. We celebrate you. You get an award. I'm giving you an award. Just know that you're a winner.
Well, you know what? Hey, I've already gotten my award. It's like I said, it's amazing to be able to work with Jade, and I can't wait until next year. I really can. It's going to be even bigger and better.
Yes. Thank you, Kiki.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining us, Kiki.
So Christian and Jabari, I do have another guest that I really want you guys to meet. And it's actually one of my winners. She's actually one of my award winners. Is it okay that I bring her in as well?
Yes.
Absolutely.
She was actually the winner of Best in Fitness. She drove me nuts, okay, during this entire nomination process, because she kept asking questions, and I'm like, I'm not telling you. Her name is Tashelle Etheridge, and she is the owner and creator of Beat Bodies. And yay, she's our winner. Hey, what's up, T?
Hey, Tashelle, congratulations.
Hey, y'all holding me up right now. I want y'all to know. Say hi to my class. Hey, y'all. Yeah, I was right in the middle of the boot camp.
She's always working.
This is awesome.
Thanks so much for taking our time to join us on the Sports Influencer Roundtable. We just want to talk a little bit about how it feels to be a Local Love Award winner.
Well, like Jade said, it feels good because, like she said, we rarely get recognized for what we do. And for me, it's not a thing of recognition. It's just about the hard work that you put in. A lot of times it goes unnoticed, and you have to be okay with that. And just put in the work daily. My total grind every day is just to change lives. So it's not for a pat on the back. It's not for the money back. I'm doing what I love. And it's such a blessing just to be honored for doing something you love. So I can appreciate the Local Love Awards. Really appreciate it.
Girl, I'm just exhausted looking at your muscles. They made me tired. I'm just like, you're about to kill some people. I feel sorry for the class.
They have a break right now. They got a little lucky. They get a 5-minute break.
Well, that's awesome. How long have you been in business? How long have you been doing what you're doing right now?
2 years. 2 years. 2 years. It'll be 2.5 years in July. It's 2 years so far.
What was your motivation behind getting started in the fitness game?
It was a group of kids. I was working at the YMCA, local YMCA, and I was just doing accounting there. And they had a kid class that nobody picked up, and I love kids, so I stepped in one day and I was working with the kids. And it was a Zumba's teacher that actually came in before to start stretching, and she started getting mad because there was a room full of kids. It filled up so fast. And I got super motivated off of these kids losing 10 pounds in 20 minutes. There was a girl named Gabrielle, I'll never forget. She lost 35 pounds. And her mom just came and expressed to me she couldn't thank me enough for just motivating her daughter, because she couldn't tell her daughter that she was obese. It's hard to explain that. So I just made a fun environment for kids. And that Zumba teacher actually got my class canceled. And it forced me to get a certification. And I went through NASM. And it was something I actually just sat on. I wasn't trying to train. I think that I tore my ACL playing basketball. And after the little stint of training the kids, I started training myself, rehabbing my leg. Of course, sitting on the certification, I think anything of it. I was a truck driver at the time, actually. And I took the cert. People started saying, hey, train me, train me, train me. So I started a small class. And I remember promoting it really hard. And I had 2 people show up, just 2 people. And I stuck with it and stuck with it. Rain, sleet, snow. We were in the snow. We were in the side of a little apartment complex for about 2 months with 3 people faithful. And it just took a lot of prayer and consistency. And it was something I didn't expect to grow as big as it did. Averaging classes of 108 per session. I have 3 sessions a day. So it's definitely grown from that little 2 and 3 groups of people I have at that time. But the motivation actually just came from a group of
Wow.
I think
That's awesome.
Brian, just to keep going, is just to see everybody's life change. I have these crazy transformations that happen, people that trust me, and it's just something to see people that trust me, and also to be able to give back to the community. And with all of my clients, I reward good grades, so their kids love coming here. So I just like creating a good environment for the mothers to get in shape and the kids just to continue to push.
So what's your advice to that young parent out there with an obese child right now? What would you advise them on?
Be the example. That's the best advice I can give, is be the example. A lot of times we try to preach, and you know how we are as kids, we hear it a lot. And when we become adults, that's when it settles in, like, oh, that's what mom was talking about. But you have to be the example. You can't continue to buy the junk food. You can't continue to eat as a family, putting in the grease in your bodies. You have to start cutting down what you do. Be the example, because if you don't instill it in them, they're just going to continue those habits. So you have to set it in stone and stick to it. Now, that's the best way you can, because verbally, you don't want to ever tear down a kid. But if you're that example and your kid is looking up to you, if you're a positive example, they're going to follow your lead.
So let me ask you this: do you still teach kids as well, or do you have more adults now that you
I have
training?
more adults. I do individual training for kids. I have a few athletes, basketball training, track training. I'm going to start actually a small class for kids. I think the adults just took off. That was something I just didn't touch on for a while, but for right now, it's mainly adults. I do have a kid class that's going to start up in the summer. I wanted to wait till the weather got better. But right now, I have a few individual kid clients, but for the most part, it's adults.
Okay, good for you. I'm exhausted already, just getting started. But what a great message.
Awesome
you
job,
have.
Awesome job. Now, where can they find you?
I'm actually on Hampton Road in DeSoto. They can go to my website. It's beatbodies.com. That's BEATBODYZ like zebra.com. We have an Instagram, same thing, Beatbodies, Facebook, Beatbodies. And you can just contact me on there. I have my contact information up, email, there are pictures, there's a gallery. We actually have a 6-week challenge that's starting on next week on Monday. So for those who may be out of the state or out of the city, you can log in right there and tune into those exercises.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, salute to you. Thank you for your work in the community. Thank you for giving back to our favorite city, Dallas, Texas.
I work on my muscle. I'm gonna get there.
Thank you,
I promise.
All right, no problem. Y'all have a great night.
Bye.
Have a great class.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm in class tonight.
I'm scared. I am scared she's gonna make them do double time for that 5-10 minutes they missed.
Giselle plays no games. Trust. Yes.
So up next, you got a real special one up next, I believe, right?
Okay. I am so proud of this next person. First of all, everybody that was nominated was like super, super winner. To be like top five, um, picked this year, it was probably one of the most difficult decisions to pick the top five between myself and the committee. And some of the people I knew, a lot of the people I didn't know, which made it even more special. So this wasn't handpicked by Jade. This was I made this fair. But the winner of this next category, I cannot even tell you, like, he is like the biggest motivation in the world. So this young man was actually nominated for what we call a digital influencer award. So it's basically those bloggers or those people that are on social media that really truly make a difference, whether it's them giving you beauty tips, inspiration every single day, just covering all those different realms. And the award went to Mr. Corey Borner, which is he is a graduate of DeSoto High School. He is a DeSoto Eagle. He was a football player. And when I tell you Corey is like, I mean, I can't even explain to you how awesome this guy is. I'll let him tell you his story about his injury and how I'll just let him tell you. Hey, Corey, because I'll run my mouth. Hey, y'all. Hey, Corey.
What's up, Corey? Welcome.
You there, Corey?
Hey,
You got him
Corey.
on mute?
Let me see if he.
Can y'all hear me? I'm sorry. Hey, how y'all doing?
Yeah, we
There
can.
he is. Hey, Corey. What's going on? Welcome, welcome.
Uh-oh. It's hard to hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, it's kind of coming in now.
Y'all can hear me well?
Yeah, we
Now
can hear you now.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So cute.
Welcome, Corey.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Thank you. Thank you for having me on. Thank you. I'm here. Well, I'm nice to meet y'all. And the local level awards, it means a lot to me. And Lady Jade, she's just like a sister to me. I got injured playing football in 2009. I had a spinal cord injury. I fractured my C5, C6 cord. I was 16 at the time, and now I'm 24. And when I got injured, um, I was just so focused on football at the time, and that's all I was. That's all I was focused on. And I tell people, in life, you always got to have a plan B in life. And when I learned about that, it's like God wanted me to be a motivational speaker. That was my plan B in life. So ever since then, I've been going around talking to kids, inspiring kids, not only telling them about me and my injury, but also, I don't stop no one from following their dreams. But everybody can't be a LeBron James. Everybody can't be Steph Curry, or just be yourself. That's for one thing, because I never just thought I'll wake up one morning, the next day I'll be in a wheelchair. So that's what God had planned for me. So I just accepted it, and I told God thank you, because it is a blessing to be alive. And I thank God every day for my situation, because it's people that's walking complaining every day, and it's people that's you know don't see what life is. Don't get me wrong, I want, but it's all up to God and on His time when He wants me to walk. So I just thank Him every day for what I go through, um, that I'm alive and blessed, and I smile every day, and I'm just continue to, brighten other people day up. And I'm blessed to be the digital influencer.
Wow.
Awesome.
Wow, Corey. That's awesome, man. Thank you for your testimony. Thank you for your story of perseverance, man. I'm very aware of the story. I've bumped into you from time to time in the community, man. And I just want to tell you, I appreciate how much you're doing to uplift the kids, man. Your story has inspired me personally, so I know the impact that it's had on other kids in the Southern Dallas County community. So keep up the good work, man. Congratulations. Kristen, you got anything you want to share with Corey?
I do. Hey, Corey.
Hey, Miss Williams, how you doing?
Great, thank you. I'm just honored to meet you and hear your story. And I want to congratulate you on winning an award at the local Love Awards. And I want to talk about what it is you do. How did you get into what it is you do to get you to win an award? You got to be pretty spectacular to be an award winner. So tell us about that journey, how you went from one thing to the next.
When I first got hurt, I was just so nervous that I was about it in front of people because I was so ashamed of like, what people gonna say to me. I'm not used to praying in the church. And seeing other people motivated me more. That's worse than in my situation to motivate people. Speak about there's people with disabilities, people going through things. They motivated me to be a motivational speaker. The ones that's going through what I'm going through, or even worse. So if I see somebody that's no legs or someone in my same situation, I know what they're going through. So I speak about it on their behalf as well. They motivate me to keep going.
That's awesome. You need one of those shirts that says you are an encourager. That's your superpower. The encouragement that you give is your superpower. That's what makes you rock. That's awesome. That's amazing.
I say, God is my best friend. I praise Him mostly every day, all the time. Without Him, without faith in God, you have nothing.
Wow. You sure? You
Y'all
right
see
about
why I love
that.
him? Oh my God, I love
Yes.
him.
Infectious. He just has such a positive vibe. It's just like it makes you want to think about all the little things that you complain about on a daily basis. Like really, that's what we upset about. So thank you for the perspective. I mean, if nothing else, what you do is you help people put things into perspective and to be grateful. So thank you for being the reminder. God definitely had a great plan for you, and it is continuing in what you do every single day. And we're honored to have you.
Salute, Corey.
Congratulations, Corey.
Jay, like my sister, I've been knowing her since I was not even 4. Jay, my sister, I
Yeah, he been around since a little bitty boy, hopping and jumping around the station. We used to be like, "Oh Lord, Corey, sit down." But yeah, he's
That's
always been
awesome.
amazing, always been a very positive spirit. And one thing about Corey is if you do follow him on social media on Instagram, there's not a negative bone in this boy's body, and it really does make you look at yourself and say, "Okay, I got to get it together." And he will make you do some self evaluation. So what's your Instagram so everybody can follow you in your social media, Corey?
Corey, just type in Corey Borner 24 on Instagram. Corey Borner, B as in boy, Borner.
I'm about to
Twitter,
find you.
same way. Just
And you're in college right now, right, Corey?
graduate in May.
Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations. What you studying? What you getting your degree in?
I'm getting arts, and I'll be leaving to go to UTA and start communications.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's awesome. Moving
So,
man.
on football camp at the summer for kids.
Yeah, that's awesome,
Okay.
Corey.
Very good. Well, thank you,
Yeah.
Corey. Love you. And talk to you later. Okay. I appreciate you getting on. I really, really do.
Thanks, Corey.
Corey, such a pleasure. God bless you. We will see you
Corey is one of
again.
those true examples of when I go and talk to the kids, I always talk about no excuses. And
Yeah.
he's one of those. I mean, think about it. He's about to graduate from college. He's about to get ready to go to UTA, study communications. He has football camps at DeSoto High School. So, I mean, I guess when life situations hit us, and obviously ours definitely isn't nearly as strenuous or difficult as what Corey has to deal with on a daily basis, he just kept going. And I'm like, I know the world sees it because obviously they voted for him. And again, the people that were on tonight that actually won, they had to tell people they were nominated and they had to get the votes, and they have won over the people of Dallas Fort Worth. And some of the categories were very close. Like I'm talking about people winning by like 46 votes and 50 something votes. So, I mean, some of the categories weren't as close, but some of them were very, very, very close. So that's what made it even more exciting for me. So, yeah.
Wow. Local Love Awards. This was the first annual, right?
First annual, it sold out in probably 2.5 weeks. I I wasn't expecting it to sell out. I was expecting to move around tables and make it look really full. I mean, for real, I had all these things I was gonna do to make it look all full, and I I I didn't know how much we needed it. And again, we're talking about our small minority businesses, our minority entrepreneurs. Not to leave anybody out or anything like that, but we have to find pride in ourselves as well. And I think that sometimes we just have a tendency to just lose that and just go through the motions, and so that's what it was all about.
That's awesome. Well, it was a success simply because you came from the right place in doing that. You want to teach, share the love, and really encourage people to celebrate each other. I remember talking to the kids this weekend and saying, clap for each other. We celebrate each other. So it was a constant, show of appreciation for one another. And so because you come from that genuine, authentic place, that's why it was a success. That's why it's blessed. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, we're gonna be here next year. Are we gonna? Can I have a seat at the table? I just need to.
Well, I can't say. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep that on the low. I can't make any promises, but
you know how they keep
saying that the heads up is turning heads right about.
Everybody want to hook up.
You feel me? Y'all just the heads up.
Hey,
She about to blow up the spot. Come on.
I know. See, look. Hey, double the size, double the table, the room size. We trying double capacity.
Yeah, so next year actually we are going to be at a larger venue. MVP Vodka has already signed back on. I do have to thank 1-800-CAR Wreck. They were my title sponsor this year. And one thing that a lot of people don't know about Amy Witherite over at 1-800-CAR Wreck is that she supports us. And when I say us, she supports these small Black-owned businesses. She supports the MLK parade. She is constantly giving back, and she never asked for recognition for it, and I mean, we could just call it what it is. Nobody would ever expect that from a big time. She's a huge successful lawyer. She doesn't have to do it, and she does it. I remember over Christmas time, I went with her to an area in Fort Worth. It's an elementary school, and it's surrounded all the way around by apartments. And it is a super low income area. I mean, super low income area. Every single child in that elementary school got a brand new jacket. I'm talking about the puff jackets, from Gap, from Old Navy. Everybody got their exact size. It wasn't well, you just take what you can get. She went, and her staff went out and individually bought the correct sizes for every child. So every child got a brand new jacket and brand new tennis shoes. And to see the looks on those kids' faces, and for them to be the right size. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've seen people give away things, and it's like hand me down, which is nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But she thought so highly of these kids that she was willing to do whatever it took to make sure that it was a perfect fit. It was like Cinderella. Everybody was Cinderella that day. You know how the shoe fits right. And to see the looks on those kids' faces was just amazing. And she never got on the radio about it. She never talked about it. That's not what she does. So the fact that, I've known her over the years, and she really just believed in the vision of my nonprofit that I'm kicking off. And that's all this was based on, is just a vision, because we're still growing it and building it right now as we speak. I cannot thank her enough. Driver Select jumped on board as a sponsor. Urban Specialists are really big in the education system right now, and growing the South and growing our kids. They signed on as a sponsor. And also Sandra Johnson, she's an accountant. She signed on as a sponsor as well. And it is completely from the day I spoke about this and just said, okay, God, I'm going to do it. It's been completely a God thing. Completely. Like I can take zero credit, and I give God all the glory for the success of the Local Love Awards and for what he's about to do with Project 16 And through Project 16, I mean, seriously, I hope I get to link up with Heads Up, because I feel like we're all stronger as a unit. You know, it's not just about my thing, it's about us all helping each other. And God has given you guys a certain platform, He's given me a certain platform, but not for that individual pat on the back, for that, you know, for that thing of togetherness, you know, and you know, because it's all about making a difference, right? We all win together. So, all right, Jabari, I'm gonna be calling y'all. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm on board. Sign me up, coach. Sign me up. You know we got your back.
Yeah, I'm gonna be calling you guys. Like, you already know, and anything you guys have going on, you know, I support it like wholeheartedly. You know, Jabari, my frat brother, so I gotta look out. You know what I'm saying? But I look out anyway because we're good people. But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about the movement. Project 16 is in a lot of ways, which is so crazy, because when you guys came up to the radio station the other day and we're talking about your foundation and how you guys are growing the kids, it's a very similar situation. I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm just using my platform to spread it even further. So through Project 16, kind of the same way, the basic life skills. Goal number one is to educate the kids, you know, and that's why I say I'd love to team up with you guys. And if I could, it's all about just getting more kids exposed, and however we can all come together to do that is great. I actually have some educators right there. We're actually in the middle of writing a curriculum to try to make this, you know, where these basic life skills are a requirement in our district. The second part of Project 16 is about the exposure. You know, when we were younger, we got to go on field trips. We got to do the things that we didn't even like. If you think about it, we were like, oh my God, we're going to the symphony. You know, we're going to the museum. But when I look back, those artistic moments, man, you cannot. Those are conversation pieces you will never forget. You know, even if you did not like it while you were there, when we get around other cultures, we have something to talk about because we've been outside of our neighborhood. You know, we want to teach the kids how to do fine, formal dining. Well, guess what? When you learn that, we want to take you to a 5-star restaurant so you can apply it. We tend to steer away from the things that we've never been exposed to. So if we can expose it, it takes away a fear, you know? And then the last part of Project 16 is what we call the application aspect. I was blessed with the ability to graduate from college. But the reality is what I'm learning over the years is that all of our kids may not be able to afford school, or maybe school just isn't their thing. So we promote education first, but for those that may not get the opportunity to go to school, I'm sick of seeing these kids just pushed off to the side like they can't be successful. So I would like to we're going to create an internship program for all of these different careers where you can be a successful citizen and not necessarily have a degree. Again, education is key and it does come first, but you know, owning, having your own foundation one day, being a photographer, being a webmaster, owning your own boutique, all of these different, you know, categories that we had in Project 16. You don't necessarily need degrees for that, but you can be very successful and have a lucrative career, and you can pass that down to other people. Being a coach, all right, Jabari, I'll be calling you. You're gonna be having to teach them some stuff. You know, all these, a broadcaster, Christian like yourself. You know, you don't necessarily need a degree for that. So why aren't we teaching our kids that there's more out there than just rapping and sports? I mean, sports is great, but like Corey said, you have to have that plan B. There's a handful of kids that actually become the LeBrons, and when their dreams are shattered, because I've seen it happen in my family, when your dream is shattered of being this superstar athlete, then it's like your whole life is falling apart, and that's not fair. You know, have them pick up a camera and learn how to be a photographer, a videographer, a DJ. I mean, there's so many different things that they can do, and I want to make sure that in some shape, form, or fashion, we team up with everybody that we know in the city, and we expose those kids to those different career opportunities. So that's what Project 16 is about. So every single dime, down to the penny, that was raised through the local love awards, every single penny is going towards Project 16. I don't get paid from Project 16. I'm blessed. You know, God has blessed me, and I definitely just want to be a blessing to these kids. And I know that it takes money, as you guys know. And guys, that's why I always say, go support Heads Up Foundation. Go support these foundations. Like, honestly, it's not about me. You guys invited me on here. I want them to donate to you guys because it takes a lot of money to help this city. And it takes a village. And we are always complaining, but it's something about us. We don't ever want to come up off that dollar. And if everybody that watches this, whenever you guys go on live, if they donate $1, $5, $10 to you all, that's a huge difference that you all can make. And I support the Heads Up Foundation, and I know these people, and I know their heart for these kids. And I know Jabari uses the coaching aspect and then weaves that in with the basic life skills. Y'all, he's out here saving lives. So I'm going to continue to say this wasn't a fundraising broadcast, but I want them to donate, like, for real, for real, for real, y'all. It takes money for this. So again, whatever kind of way I can support you all, please let me know. And let's just all team up together, and let's be crazy enough to believe that we can change the world, one kid at a time.
I love that.
Sign me up, coach. Sign me up, coach. I'm in.
I'm on your team. I'm on your team. Yeah.
Oh man, that's exciting. Let me ask you this, Jade. Where'd you get the name Project 16? Did I miss that? You hadn't told us where that comes from.
No. So 16 is the number in the Bible that stands for love. So symbolically, like, 7 is the number of completion, 8 is the number of new beginnings. And I didn't know that at first. So 16 is the number of love. So if you go to, what is it? 1 Corinthians 13, that describes love is patient, love is kind. There are 16 adjectives that describe love in there. And so, I mean, y'all, it's been a lot of prayer trying to find the name of this organization, because I'm like, God, I really want it to be what you want it to be. And Project Love just sounded corny to me, so I ain't want to. So if there's a Project Love out there, I'm sorry. But it wasn't. Oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. So
that's pretty funny.
Yeah, and so 16 being, because everything we're going to do in love. You know what I mean? Every aspect of everything, every person that we touch, without love, we're nothing. So in 16, since we're going to be really trying to instill these basic life skills, especially in these teenagers before they graduate from school, 16 is that sweet spot. So just it kind of all symbolizes that or whatever. So yeah, that's where I got it from. I love that 16 stood for love, and that's why I try my best to do everything in love until I'm coordinating an event, and like Kiki said, I become
you're grouchy.
Yeah.
I've become grouchy. Yeah, she was very
scoop from Kiki. Thank you for that scoop, Kiki.
Yeah, why you even have to answer? I saw it coming too, Jabari. I said, for real, he gonna ask that question. Let everybody think I'm an angel, please.
Yeah, I something else was gonna come, but she said, and so I still love her regardless. So I'm like, oh, that's good. That's good stuff.
That was a nice way of saying, boy, she can really go. And I can't. Y'all, I'm half Jamaican, so it is what it is.
Oh.
Well, listen, Jade, there's a reason why this is your second time being on with us, and we've been on with you, and you are such just a beautiful spirit inside and out, and I have such a love for you. So just know that whatever you got going on, whatever we got going on, let's continue to build and grow and share in this journey together. Because you're right, you're not reinventing the wheel. It simply is. There's so much of this to go around that there's not enough. So no one can ever outdo anybody in giving love. We can't outdo each other and compete with each other trying to help some kids, because it's more of them than it is of us. So I just applaud you in your efforts and your consciousness for wanting to do what you're doing, and the fact that you can keep acknowledging that, yes, fundraising matters. We have to do that. It takes something to make something. So I know a lot of times people pull it off with nothing, and but it would be, we could do so much more if we had something.
The difficult thing sometimes about starting a nonprofit is because I know so many people that have them. And one thing that I want to just put out there is, just because I'm starting my own nonprofit doesn't stop me from doing the same thing that I'm doing with supporting the others. It's not, everything is not about Project 16. So I will just put that out there. the same way I come out and I support and I do whatever I can, I'm going to continue to do that because God has for me and God has for everybody else. But I believe as a whole, God has us all where we can all actually come together because there is one goal in mind, and it really is to change our society and make it better through our children. So I don't want anybody to ever be like, well, she has her own thing. I don't want to ask her to come to ours or whatever. No, like I will be so offended if you guys don't like keep inviting me to stuff. Like seriously. So I want to make sure I put that out there. Yeah.
Absolutely. And again, that's what makes all the difference in the world. Is like it's just joining forces. It just makes it grow and makes it bigger and makes it more powerful and move like a locomotive. And we're on these tracks and we're getting things done. So again, I can't tell you enough. We love you. We thank you. We appreciate you. And we are supporting you and cheering you on. And whatever you need, we're here.
Thank you. I love you guys so much, and I really appreciate all your support and just always showing me love. So thank you. It really means a lot.
Hey, tell you how proud of you I am, Jay. Keep up the good work. I'm looking forward to next year's Local Love Awards. I'm gonna be front and center this time, so
I feel
you
you.
ain't gonna miss
I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I already know.
I'll be ushering.
Hey, Jabari, when's the next basketball thing coming up? Y'all got a basketball tournament coming up?
Yeah, we have a high school all-star game is coming up March 19th, which is next Sunday. I'm bringing in a loaded roster of high school talent, and only question they're asking me is, what time is Lady J going to be here? So,
well, just let me know what time I'm supposed to be there, so you already know. I'm in the house. I got you.
All righty. Well, thank you, Jade. I appreciate you taking time out to share your testimony, your vision, and a little bit of behind-the-scenes access on the Local Love Awards, as well as your new venture, Project 16. We're looking forward to working with you on it.
All right. Tune in the morning, y'all, 6 o'clock. I still got a job, 6 to 10. I need y'all to listen. Yeah.
Shout out to Dee, Michael, Sean, K104, and all those guys, man. Thank you guys for supporting Heads Up over the years.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. And you guys tune in and listen to the best morning show this side of the Mississippi.
That's right. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye, Jay. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. It's another winner. That was a great show. I'm so excited for what she's doing, and that whole Local Love Awards, I think is great. It's not a joke. It's something that people obviously can take seriously. It was a beautiful affair. So that's exciting that she put something together and had no expectation, and it just blew her mind. So that's wonderful. And we speaking it for next year, and next year we're gonna be there. So we're gonna keep trying to work on that. We claiming that we gonna.
That's an exciting project. I'm really pleased as a hometown kid. It's always good to see those that are from the area try to get back to it. That was actually the premise behind the Heads Up Foundation when I first started. It was to give it a hometown type of feeling and give back to the local area, the local kids in the community. So shout out to Jay for what she's trying to do with that vision. Looking forward to supporting that moving forward.
Yeah, that is definitely awesome. So, just to again touch on what happened on March 4th, it's so interesting because there were so many messages that Jade even said. And one thing I thought about was, again, one of our special guests that we had on Saturday at the Student Leadership Summit was Richard Miles, and he talked about what's next. What's your plan? Jay talked on this, but really Corey made me think about this, is what's next. And him being so focused on football, and then he had to basically rebuild himself, literally. So a lot of messages tied in there. So we'll definitely be watching him, continuing to watch him and his journey. And that is exciting just to see him so full of life and passion. Again, it reminds me of hearing Richard's story and how something so devastating could happen. And then, to come out of it. And you wouldn't know this about these people unless they told you specifically what had happened. and then how it made them feel in the beginning and just to see them on the other side. So SLS was a hit. We're working on the next one and the next one and the next one. We're building that thing. It's just turning, it's morphing, and that's exciting. What are your thoughts? You ready?
Well, yeah, I'm always ready. I need to catch my breath and recover. Such a powerful platform. And the kids get so much out of it that we can't help but continue that legacy. We're looking forward to taking that module directly into the schools now. Teaching kids right there on the campus. Looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it.
And as we mentioned, the high school all-star basketball game is coming up on March 19th. Loaded roster. The venue is to be announced at a later time, but everybody will stay tuned for that. You'll see it on social media and hopefully on the next broadcast. We'll see, but we'll keep everybody posted on that. And then let's see, we've got more shows coming up. And if you have any inquiries about guests or being a guest, you can email us at thesportsinfluencer@gmail.com. That's thesportsinfluencer@gmail.com. Give us your feedback. We're always happy to see people on our feed when we're live. Shout out to my mama. My mama was watching. Yay! Julia Faye Harris Williams. Ed was watching. Hey, Ed. And let's see, who else am I missing? I gotta scroll. I just like to say hey to the. Hey, James. Is James my cousin? We had Richard Miles joined us. Coach Lyle, Jody, Pastor Jeff Warren was with us. Angie, Miss Patsy. We had a good little group of folks with us that chimed in and could show us their faces.
House tonight.
Huh?
We had a full house tonight, sounds like.
Yeah. We had some good interaction. So again, always feel free to chime in on the live feed when we're going. Ask us your questions, give us your feedback, your comments. And then also after the show, you can email us at thesportsinfluencer@gmail.com. As always, we are grateful to be here. We are thankful for your presence and your support. Please do not hesitate to go over and visit us at www.theheadsupfoundation.org. That's where you can invest, you can make your presence known, and support the movement that is the Heads Up Foundation, the Sports Influencer. All things great. Any last words, Jabari?
Yes, few last words from one of our presenters, Mr. Nakia Douglas.
How you doing? My name is Nakia Douglas, and I'm proud to participate today to help the future generation of leaders that are coming through the Greater Dallas Leadership Summit. Brother Jabari and his team are doing phenomenal work, and when he calls, I come out to support the efforts, not only for what he does, but also and ultimately who he does it for. So again, thank you all for having me today.
Awesome. He was fantastic, by the way, which I'm not surprised. He was a hit.
I just want to leave you guys with that. Tell you guys thank you so much for continuing to support the Sports Influencer broadcast. Please be sure to share these messages. We're trying to reach as many people as possible. And please feel free to go to the website at www.theheadsupfoundation.org and pledge your support. Every little bit helps, whether you want to volunteer or donate financial resources. It goes directly back into the communities and the kids that we serve. Thank you guys so much. Sports Influencer signing out.
All right. So that's a wrap for tonight's Volume 5, featuring Lady Jade with our Sports Influencer Roundtable broadcast and celebrating the Local Love edition, the Local Love Awards. So again, we say thank you. We love you. We appreciate you. Be good to everyone. God bless and good night. We'll see you next time.